So the lawyers have gotten together and they have agreed on a way to share the recording with us. Don't get so excited. It's not going to be that fun. Maybe just for me. Maybe everybody else has a way to hear it and it's just me. But also, we know for a fact depositions have concluded and Ryan Reynolds has not been deposed, or I guess at this point he will never be deposed. And something about Taylor and Blake have no contact, but we'll get into that on the other side of things. Grab a snack. We might be here just a tad. Let's go. F around and find out. Hello there, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of F Around and Find Out. I'm your host, Elsie. I appreciate your time and I appreciate you for being here. Guys, a CD player, who has one at home? I haven't seen a CD player in legitimately maybe 13 years, 15 years. My car can't play a CD. I don't think it can. My laptop can't. My iPad can't. My phone sure as hell can't. My desktop at home can't. I have nothing. Do I have to go to Amazon and buy a Walkman now? I mean, a floppy disk would be better at this point. A floppy disk, those from back in the day. I mean, a CD is crazy. But I also understand the cords are behind and the cords work that way and they have a way to, process a CD. So I have to find, and then again, my question with that is, how do we get it? Because it says you have to get it from the clerk, but they have these weird rules like, can only one person get it? And if you get it, are you the only person that can hear it? What are the parameters around that, right? I'm not sure. So just a refresher, you guys remember Judge Lyman wrote back to the lawyers 2 days ago now saying, hey, we talked about that in our last video, I believe. Go ahead and find a way for people to hear this because I ruled for it to be unsealed, but just the court and the clerk itself doesn't have a way to process audio filings on the electronic, filing system. So figure it out. And this is what they came up with, which I feel like there were better options. They could have done better than this, but this is what they say. In accordance with your Honor's October 15th order, Plaintiff Blake Lively, defendants Wayfair, everybody over there, I can't go through the entire thing, right to inform the court of their efforts to publicly release the audio file submitted in support of Ms. Lively's motion for fees and damages, which the court ordered to be unsealed. The parties have conferred and agreed to provide the clerk's office with copies of physical. My skin literally crawls at physical. What do you mean physical? Physical audio recordings in a CD format, which will then be distributed to or copied for the public upon the clerk's office receiving such a request. Counsel for the parties have confirmed that the clerk's office is amenable to the foregoing approach. Parties agree provides public access to the audio in lieu of the file being filed on a public docket, like I said, which the court's docket cannot accommodate for the technical standpoint. The court has received limited outreach for the audio file to date and intends to provide a sufficient number of copies to accommodate any anticipated requests to the clerk's office and will also provide additional copies as needed. A physical CD will always be crazy to me because again, who uses that? Who has a way to process? I mean, I'm sure people do because people still buy CDs, albums and stuff, but most people just stream, right? I honestly, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I don't know the last time I touched a CD. I can't even, it's not even part of my vocabulary, the word CD, right? So I'm wondering how this is going to work because we already know TMZ, People Magazine, whoever else has a presence in New York, they're going to jump on this. Somebody's probably at the court. I think it's close of business now. By the time the courts open on Monday morning, somebody's going to be there at the ready to collect that CD. They're probably going to download it, make it digital, and then call it an exclusive. And maybe that's the way I'm going to be able to hear it, or we're going to be able to hear it. Or if you're in New York, I don't know, reach out to me by email or Instagram DMs. If you're in New York and you're able to get your hands on a CD and you can mail it to me, I will pay you. We can arrange payments. I will cash app you or Zelle you or whatever. And then you can send me the CD. But that means I also have to go on Amazon and buy a Walkman or buy a CD player or, I don't know, go to the flea market over the weekend. I feel like these CDs are going to go double platinum. Like they're about to be in high demand. Taylor Swift where? Taylor Swift who? Move to the side. Let's buy these CDs up. I mean, not buy, I'm sure you have to pay something, right, to get it from the clerk, or they charge you a small fee to make you a copy. I don't know how that works, but we'll figure it out when we'll figure it out. And I'll let you guys know as soon as I have my hands on it. I'm trying to figure out how to do that now. I'm reaching out to multiple people who are in New York. I'm reaching out to some friends who are in New York to see if they can make the trip down to the courthouse for me on Monday. If you're in New York as well and you're watching this and you have a way of getting your hands on it, please let me know. If not, like I said, we're just going to be at the mercy of TMZ and the other big publications when they get their hands on it. We're going to jump over to the depositions because we also heard today, actually, while I was preparing to record about the depositions, I actually started recording like a 2-3 minute intro to the depositions, and then the recording update hit the docket, and I was like, well, there's no need to make multiple videos. Let me try to make it into one big video. So we have an exclusive. Everybody has an exclusive these days from People Magazine. Blake Lively's co-star Jenny Slate, Colleen Hoover, and more, Isabella Ferrer, deposed in Justin Baldoni case, but Ryan Reynolds was not. I guess spousal privilege or whatever he used to maneuver his way, but he got out of it. Depositions concluded, and it ends with us legal battle as Lively and Baldoni head towards a March 2026 trial. As the legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni continues full ahead, sources tell People that several individuals close to the Enzodas production, including key co-stars and members of both stars' teams, have been deposed in connection with the case. Author Colleen Hoover, 45, whose best-selling novel inspired the adaptation, sat for a deposition recently, according to sources. Lively and Baldoni's castmate Jenny Slate and Isabella Ferrer were both questioned this summer, sources confirm. Lively, 38, herself has also sat for a deposition. We know that, along with several close members of her professional circle, including longtime publicist Leslie Sloan, her talent agent Warren Zavala, and makeup artist Vivian Baker. Baldoni, 41, has also been deposed. Others questioned in connection with the case include his co-defendant, producer Jamie Heath. We know Jamie was deposed by the order from the judge the other day, compelling him. Publicist Jen Abel and Melissa Nathan, a crisis publicist working with Baldoni, and billionaire businessman Steve Surwitz. They always have to remind us he's a billionaire, don't they? Jed Wallace was also deposed, and as was representative from his Texas-based PR firm Street Relations Inc. Despite widespread speculation, several high-profile names close to Lively have not been deposed. Reynolds has not been questioned, nor has Taylor, a longtime friend of Lively, sources confirmed. Discovery officially closed on October 10th. The next court hearing is scheduled for December 9th, with the trial set for March 2026. And let me tell you, this judge will do everything to stay on track. So far, he showed us he has no plans of taking a detour, deviating. He has his eyes set on March, and this trial is getting started in March, right? I'm pretty excited for jury selections as well, but we have to get to summary judgment and the MJOP and everything. What do you guys think about the depositions? Everything has been hush-hush, if you will, right? We haven't heard any quotes from anybody from the depositions yet. I'm sure maybe next week the docket will wake itself back up, because this week has been quite a bit of a, not a downer. I don't want to say that, because you don't want the docket to be jumping. I actually ask for a calm docket sometimes because it's too much. But I'm pretty excited to see what comes in the following weeks. One last thing to update you guys on before we jump off is the Page 6 article. I guess now a lot of people have picked it up, but I first saw it on Page 6. They're saying Blake Lively and Taylor have had no contact, which at this point, when I tell you guys this, I truly, truly mean it. I don't care anymore. Whether or not they're friends, I don't care. But Blake should care, because again, and I don't know what their relationship really was. I truly don't think they were best friends as much as they wanted us to believe, or at least Blake wanted us to believe. I think making somebody godmother to your child puts them in a position where, regardless of what your relationship truly is, people are just going to assume you're closer than what you really are. So I don't know how much weight I'm putting behind the relationship. What I will say, though, is if the relationship is what it's being portrayed to be, I don't care if you're the biggest pop star in the world. I don't care if you curate your image to your audience and blah, blah, blah. If I'm your friend, if you're godmother to my kids, if we're supposed to be that close, and I'm not talking about a fake friendship here. If this was a legitimate friendship, if I was your confidant, if we were friends, and something like this happens to me, I need you to be able to believe in me and / believe me, right, enough to have faith that I will come through this. And even if I don't, you have to be there looking out for me, i.e., you don't leave me out in the cold for 10 months now, right, with no shield, with people saying I'm threatened to expose your text messages, which Taylor has never cleared up, right, with people claiming we're not really friends, which she hasn't cleared up, with people saying our friendship is fake, hasn't cleared up, with people saying you disinvited me, uninvited me to a Chiefs game, never cleared it up. Right? All that. Taylor left all that just swinging in the air, leaving it to our interpretations. I'm nobody saying I took all that as signs to mean that's not really your friend, or she doesn't believe you. But again, if you're my friend and you're letting people go with that narrative, I don't care if you're like in my ear texting me low key behind the scenes. I need a lifeline, right? And I'm not even a Blake Lively person here, but I'm saying she needed a lifeline this entire time, and Taylor never threw her one. So I don't care anymore, right? And with this new album of dropping signs of maybe, oh, maybe she's wearing her earring, her jewelry, I don't care. If you're gonna be my friend, I need you to be my friend up front and center. You don't need to be my friend in the shadows. Like, it doesn't work for me. Not right now. Like, I'm fighting for my life here. You know what I mean? According to this article, Taylor Swift has had no contact with former bestie Blake Lively since Justin Baldoni lawsuit drama. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift still seem to have bad blood, while Instagram scuttlebutt around Demois reported this week that the former friends whose relationship was married. While Instagram scuttlebutt account Demois reported this week that the former friendship whose relationship was married amid fallout from Lively's legal drama with It Ends With Us director Justin Baldoni had a low-key reunion, page 6 years otherwise. And the Demois account posted an old picture. So I never took that to be serious anyway. They've had no contact, a source tells us, saying that once tighter pair haven't spoken since last winter when the drama surrounding the case began unfolding. Another source confirmed that the former besties have not spoken or seen each other, but did not elaborate on a timeline. We do know for a fact, we talked about maybe 4 or 3 videos ago around the Travis Kelce thing. The last time we saw them was when they went to dinner. Travis, Taylor, and Blake and Ryan went to dinner together in New York. And that was in November, I believe, of last year. The fate of Ophelia Singer and the Gossip Girl star, who used to be photographed frequently grabbing dinner together, have not been seen together publicly. Also, though, you know, the thing about their friendship to me is, if I'm really a friend, I don't know that we're dressing up to go to dinner and being photographed together every time. Like, you need to be able to pull up to the house and we have dinner at the house, chilling. Like, I don't need our dinner plans to always be like an occasion. Does that make sense? So, but then again, I'm also not in their tax bracket, so I don't know how they do things. And text messages were released with Lively famously referring to her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor Swift as her dragons. Now, she can never come back from that one. The message could not have been clearer. The lawsuit read Baldoni was not just dealing with Lively, he was also facing Lively's dragons, Dracarys, 2 of the most influential and wealthy celebrities in the world who were not afraid to make things very difficult for him. Would Taylor be Drogon or Viserion or Rhaegar, or would Ryan? We know Ryan is not Drogon. Ryan gives Viserion energy. I don't know who is who, but Taylor definitely would give Drogon, right? But that actually doesn't work because Blake is not Khaleesi. Never mind. We're getting too deep into the Game of Thrones lore, and I just rewatched it, so it's fresh in my mind. I apologize. Taylor really wishes Blake hadn't dragged her into this whole situation, the insider told us. They have been friends for years, and Taylor cherishes genuine friendships, but she can't help but feel used at this point. Another source told us in August that Swift will be forever be furious. Who writes these things? Swift will be forever furious at how Blake Lively quite clearly was using her for clout and leverage in her dealings with Justin. She really hates that Blake Lively would even think like that, let alone write the things she did in the text. I mean, those texts are going to live on forever. Imagine her kids go to school and people are like, hey, your mom is Khaleesi, right? And the kids are like, what? They're like, oh, yeah, your mom is Khaleesi, all right. Have no clue that your mom is Looney Tunes. Documents obtained by Page 6 in September claimed Swift had agreed to be deposed in the matter, but the songstress attorney denied she had agreed to testify, which is very, very word salad. She did agree to testify, just not on a timeline Justin's team wanted. So we're not going back and forth on that. But the point is, if that lady was really your friend, nothing is stopping her from showing up for you, right? Unless you're not really as friendly or as friends as you portrayed it to be. But with that said, I gotta run. Again, I got another good day where I was able to film not at the crack of dawn. So I have to run and go pick up the boy. And I am crossing my fingers and hoping to God when I hit end, this video really exists. If it doesn't, you guys will find out because I'm going to re-record and I will not be in this outfit and I'll tell you about it. But I appreciate you for hanging out with me. Thank you so much. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and also use my code ELSRICH for 25% off on Kitsch. I appreciate you for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.